What is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be giving my Corolla a nice custom steering wheel for pretty cheap. So if you guys are not familiar, this is from East Detailing. They sell custom fit steering wheel covers for your car. So I got the perforated black leather, and it's in yellow. So it comes with the stripe on the top and everything like that. And it has the perforated sides. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but this is the best and easiest way to get a aftermarket steering wheel look, but keep your OEM airbag and get that really nice look, and it's gonna look OEM. It's gonna look like you don't even have a steering wheel cover on it, because this literally wraps around it and then you have to sew it on with some needle and thread. So it is a little time consuming, but it is definitely worth it. I believe I only paid like $50 for this, so it does take a little while to get shipped to you, but once you get it, it's gonna transform your whole steering wheel for super cheap. Because I know that they do sell aftermarket steering wheels that are like $500 to $1,000, which to me is insane. I don't think I would pay that much for a steering wheel, but this right here will give you practically that same look for like a tenth of the price. So let's hop into the video. And they practically give you like step-by-step instructions on how to do this. They do come with some tape, so that way you're going to tape it around your steering wheel or inside of here, whatever. It's going to help it keep together. And then also you're going to stitch it like pretty much like the pictures. And then once you get to the end, you're going to like tie it off and knot it and then cut off any excess. So the way this is going to start out is you got pretty much, I know this is going to be the top of it, because this top is going to be like a stripe on the steering wheel. And then they show you F and B. So the F stands for front, and then the B stands for the back, obviously. So you're just going to kind of rough out where this is going to go on the steering wheel. It is a snug fit, so I'm just kind of roughing it out just to make sure everything looks good. And if you guys are interested, I'll be putting a link down below for this at East Detailing's website. They pretty much sell any cover for any car. I actually have one on my Camry too, but the one in my Camry is red. But this looks like the right one. And what happens too with all this excess, it actually gets tucked underneath. That's what this pry tool is going to be for. Alright, so the first thing I tell you to do, we're going to put this double-sided tape on. You're going to need some scissors for this. Alright, so we're going to take this off, put it inside out, and then just kind of cut the tape into small sections that goes around, but you do not want to cover the stitching, so you want to make sure you're inside it and you're not going to cover up the stitching that is around it. Alright, so I just want to give you guys an update real quick. I got the tape put on here, and like I was saying, you do not want to cover up the threaded part. You just want to be a little bit inside of that, and that's just going to help it adhere to the steering wheel a little bit better, so that way if you don't have the thread pulled tight enough, this will help just keep it stuck as well. So I don't think it's necessary, but it's more of just like a secondary precaution, just to make sure this sticks good to the steering wheel. So like I said, I've had mine in my Camry for I want to say 4 or 5 years, and I have no complaints about it, and I love it, and it looks good still. So that's what's nice about this, is it's real leather. So I mean, all you gotta do is just take care of it with some nice leather cleaner, and then it'll outlast your steering wheel. The reason why I want to cover up this one, I know I have a leather wrap steering wheel now, but there's some divots and stuff like that, little imperfections that I just want to cover up and make it look even nicer, and also given that yellow accent that I'm trying to aim for in this car. So let's start putting this one on. I'm going to peel off all the backs on the tape, and then we'll get this adjusted where we want, and then we will start threading. So I got all the double-sided tape on there, and I peeled off the back. This tape honestly seems to be pretty good quality. It sticks really good to the fabric, and it's pretty easy to peel off the back. It is a little time consuming, but what you want to do is just get it lined up to pretty much exactly where you want it at. So this should be like my 12 o'clock position right here, right in the middle of the steering wheel, and just kind of make sure everything looks seems pretty much aligned, and then you're just going to start pushing down the tape and letting that conform to the steering wheel, so that way it'll be much easier to sew together and it won't be moving around on you as you're doing it. And if you need to, you can kind of pick it up a little bit and adjust it. And like I said, there's going to be excess, so that way we can tuck it underneath the steering wheel controls. So you don't want to have too much, but you want to know you're going to get enough in there where it won't come undone. And like I said, this is like, it does take a while. I'm not going to lie. This is going to probably take a good hour or two to put this on. It's not like one of those ones you'd buy from Walmart and just slide it over your steering wheel, because those never look good, or they never fit perfectly because they're a very universal fit, and you always have like a gap in between here or whatever. So but like this, you're going to pretty much sew it together and it's going to fill in that gap and look pretty much like a OEM sport steering wheel. But now I'm going to start the thread. I believe they tell you to kind of start it at like any corner here, and you're going to want to start at every beginning lace or whatever you want to call it, and then do the same thing and try to match them all up on each side. But I do have to say, like right now as it is, this thing looks amazing. I think the yellow actually looks pretty good with the color interior, and the steering wheel, it feels nice. So this is nice quality, and it's just going to feel so much better than the stock steering wheel that I had. And the next thing I got to try to do, I like this shift knob I ended up getting from Wish. I just wish I had yellow stitching on the back. So I don't know if I could do something with that. Maybe I could cut the stitching here and use some leftover stitching here, so that way it'll be like a perfect color match. I don't know yet. Maybe I might try to mess with something like that. But let's get this finished and then we'll see how this looks. Another update where I'm at. I started here on this bottom section here, and I actually ended up untucking this because I needed to move it around a little bit to get it to work. I'm stitching it and it looks okay. It's probably not like the right stitching according to like the paper, but I'm just going to keep a consistent pattern so that way it looks consistent all the way around. So I don't think it looks bad. It's just probably not. I mean, it looks kind of like the picture. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not, but I'm trying to keep it the same. So, and practically what I'm doing, so I just went through that way. So now I'm going to come, it's pretty hard to do with one hand, but I'm going to pull through here and then just pull it tight. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Go from here and pull it tight. And that's all I've been doing. So hopefully that'll give you guys an idea of what I'm doing here. But I do have to say, trying to start this from the back was probably like one of the hardest things. And they also tell you to, on the first hole, is to actually poke it through the fabric or the leather, and don't actually poke it through one of the loops. And they want you to tie a knot on the back just like that. So then that way I'll cut the excess here, and then that way it won't pull through after you even pull it really tight. So I'm going to finish this section and move on to this one, and then I'll probably show you guys an update when I'm doing the top half. Alright guys, so I just want to give you a quick update. I got the bottom two halves all done, and I have to say this thing looks amazing. So I do have a little problem here. It's like I have a little bit too much extra material and I'm having problems keeping it tucked under. It's like I wonder if I should try to put a little bit more tape under there or something. But this side came out pretty good. This side didn't. It's like I might have been a little bit off center when I was doing it. So, but all in all, it looks amazing so far. So now I'm gonna start on the top, and should be pretty good. And I do want to give you guys like kind of a thing on the back. Like when you guys are starting this, it's probably gonna look ugly and probably not like make sense at all, because when I started it too, I was like, it doesn't look like it's gonna form the way you want it to, but you got to just keep going, and I promise you in the end you'll get nice stitching just like this. So but at the beginning, like when you're doing it like underneath these sections here, it just looks weird and looks like you're doing something wrong, but really you're not. It just hasn't conformed to the steering wheel good enough yet in order to finish the whole cover itself. So I'm gonna hop on here and let's finish this so that way we can finally see a finished product. So I just finished the install of the leather steering wheel. Before I get into that, I just want to tell you about this air compressor jump starter that just got sent to me the other day. And this thing is actually pretty cool, so that's why I want to talk to you guys about it. It is literally a jump starter and a air compressor all in one. And it's very small, so that way you can keep it in your car just in case you guys ever break down or whatever. Not break down, but like either get like a small leak in your tire or need a jump. And this thing charges with a USB-C, comes with a nice carrying case, and it comes with your jumper cables as well. So I'm going to show you guys how this thing works real quick. It's very simple to use. You'll just turn it on and it shows you your battery life right when you start it up. And then it's ready for pretty much just in the air compressor mode. And you can change your unit to PSI, bar, KPAs, whatever you prefer. I use PSI in the United States. You can choose that and then you can set up how high you want the PSI on your tire. My tires are supposed to be set to 35, so I'll set it there. And then this comes with some emergency flashlights and everything like that too, if you want to. Comes with a light on the front, a brighter light, flashing lights for SOS, and then a little flashlight on the front. This thing's honestly, like I said, this is really cool. You guys can pick one up with the link down below from Amazon if you guys are interested. And I'm going to show you guys the tire pressure thing real quick. And like I said, this is a very small, compact unit, and it comes with pretty much everything you need inside of here. This is going to be your air compressor thing that you literally just screw on to the top, and it comes with the valve stem that you're going to need already screwed on. It comes with the other few accessories too to like inflate a basketball and other adapters and everything as well. So it is raining outside, but it's not raining bad. Then screw this on. And once you screw this on, it'll also tell you what your tire pressure is. So right now it's at 32, and then you'll just press the on button. Big, and if you guys are interested in picking up one of these, I'll be putting a link down below. Like I said, this is something I'm going to definitely keep in my car. So especially if you don't have like an air compressor or anything like that, just charge this up. And if you every time, like especially when it's getting cold outside now, your tires will most likely be flat in the morning or whatever. And having this to be able to just pump up your tires an extra 5-10 psi or whatever that you need after it gets cold will be definitely handy during these winter months. So now let's go hop in the car and actually take a look at the steering wheel cover that I just finished. Alright, so let's hop in the car. And this thing looks amazing. So I'm definitely not gonna say this thing's perfect, but this thing came out looking really good. So everything tucked in perfectly. I did have a little bit of a problem on this corner. You can kind of see that little bulge. It's like I didn't have enough material to shove into it, while this one tucked in perfectly fine. This thing just feels really nice. So just having that like nice smooth leather, like with a little bit of cushion, is perfect. So, and the accent color, the yellow, like I said, I don't know if my stitching's right or not, but it definitely is consistent. So that's for sure. But yeah, this is definitely worth the $50 that I paid for it. So it is time consuming. Like I said, this took me about like maybe 2 hours with filming. So I mean, if you're really good, once you get like a rhythm going down of lacing this back and forth, it's not as bad, but it's definitely worth it. So especially coming from seeing those other steering wheels that are literally like $700-800, this probably has the same exact feel without the cost of it. So you just got to put in a little bit of effort. And like I said, I have no knowledge of like sewing or anything like that. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.